Starting lesson in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here's the deal.
Let's learn!
In the year 20XX, a pandemic spread across the land. But when educational doors closed and communities practiced social distancing, CFI 70's language and literature teacher was still up for the challenge. Join Mr. Strother and his amazing quarantine!
Read Aloud. News articles. Comic books. Writing activities. Greyhounds. Kids who don't even go here. Flavored water. Dad jokes.
You are now joining Mr. Strother's quarantine.
Alright, welcome ballers and scholars. Here we are, fourth quarter. Can you believe it? I mean, we're almost done. We're almost done with this year. Okay, here we go. So, first, did you watch that video that was in the first group of videos that said start here? Because if you didn't, you need to pause this right now and go back up. I'll wait. Seriously. What are you doing? Go up there. Watch it. Now, in that Loom video, you should have gotten all the instructions. So you know today is our first trial day. And even though it's Thursday, we're pretending like it's next Tuesday. Because every Tuesday, we're going to read a book together. We're going to do a Read Aloud based on a state standard. We're going to talk about it, read a little bit. You can follow along because there's a copy of that book on our website. And if you like it, keep going. Read every day. 20 to 30 minutes a day is what I say. So, first off, I got to thank our sponsors. We have a couple here. 1, hand sanitizer. Are you cleaning your hands, bro? You need to take care of yourself. That's for real. Wash your hands. Number 2, Truman'S cleaners. This might sound like a joke, but it's not. I reached out to them. I said, hey, I'm a teacher. They said, hey, big baller, let me send you a bunch of free cleaner. And I was like, yes, please. I'm a baller on a budget. Here we go. This stuff, you put the little cartridge inside, fill it up with water. It saves the environment. You don't have to waste all that plastic and shipping. It's awesome. And today's featured flavored water, not a sponsor, just a fan. Bubbly's Pineapple Bubbly. So good. Okay, so here's the deal. I know you watched the fancy video, and I'm trying to stay with you, but oh boy, I am tired. This has been a crazy week for me. I'm sure some of us had a pretty chill time the last couple weeks, and some of us, not so much. But right now, we're going to get back into the swing of things. So we're going to pretend like we're in the classroom, or you can just kick your feet up wherever you're at and follow along. But we're going to read, we're going to explore, and hopefully we'll grow by the end of this. So, I know you're all super excited to hear about this state standard, so let me make sure I'm clear. RL 2.2! That's right. That standard is about analyzing the development of a theme or a central idea over the course of work of literature, including its relationship to the character, settings, and plot. Provide a detailed summary that supports the analysis. We are not going to do that part, but piggybacking off of that is the next one. Analyze how particular lines of dialogue or incidents in a work of literature propel the action, reveal aspects of a character, or provoke a decision. I guarantee you, even reading the beginning of this book, we're going to encounter some dialogue that makes us think twice about a character. Okay, so first off, this book is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Now, I don't usually teach this book, so I'm using this as an opportunity to explore it with you, and I hope you get some good vibes out of it, because I love this book. And it was super popular in my old school, so I'm excited to share it with you here. It was written in 1967, but it's not dusty, okay? It's written in 1967, but it's about two gangs that are kind of warring with each other, especially around their socioeconomic status. So you've got some rich kids named the Socs, not Socks, if you pronounce it that way. Socs, like socialite. They just party, they got money all the time. And then the Greasers, greasy slick back hair. Typically you think of like leather jackets, like the movie Grease, if you've ever seen that before. So let's check it out, okay? All right. Chapter 1, page 3. When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house, I had only two things on my mind: Paul Newman and a ride home. I was wishing I looked like Paul Newman. He looks tough and I don't, but I guess my own looks aren't so bad. I have light brown, almost red hair and greenish gray eyes. I wish they were more gray, because I hate most guys that have green eyes, but I have to be content with what I have. My hair is longer than a lot of boys wear theirs, squared off and back and long at the front and sides, but I'm a greaser, and most of my neighborhood rarely bothers to get a haircut. Besides, I look better with long hair. I had a long walk home and no company, but I usually loan it out anyway, for no reason except that I like to watch movies undisturbed so I can get into them and live them with the actors. When I see a movie with someone, it's kind of uncomfortable, like having someone read your book over your shoulder. I'm different that way. I mean, my second oldest brother, Soda, who is 16 going on 17, never cracks a book at all. And my oldest brother, Daryl, who we call Derry, works too long and hard to be interested in story or drawing a picture. So I'm not like them. And nobody in our gang digs movies and books the way I do. For a while there, I thought I was the only person in the world that did. So I loaned it. Soda tries to understand, at least, which is more than Derry does. But then Soda is different from anybody. He understands everything, almost. Like he's never hollering at me all the time the way Derry is, or treating me as if I was 6 instead of 14. I love Soda more than I've ever loved anyone, even my mom and dad. He's always happy-go-lucky and grinning. While Derry's hard and firm and rarely grins at all, but then Derry's gone through a lot in his 20 years, grown up too fast. Soda Pop will never grow up at all. I don't know which way is the best. I'll find out one of these days. Anyway, I went on walking home, thinking about the movie, and then suddenly wishing I had some company. Greasers can't walk alone too much or they'll get jumped. Or somebody will come by and scream, "Greaser!" at them, which doesn't make you feel too hot, if you know what I mean. We get jumped by the Socias. I'm not sure how you'll spell it, but it's the abbreviation for socials, the jet set, the West Side rich kids. It's like the term greaser, which is used to class all us boys on the East Side. We're poorer than the Socias and in the middle, and I reckon we're wilder too. Not like the Socias who jump greasers and wreck houses and throw beer blasts for kicks and get editorials in the paper for being a public disgrace one day and an asset to society the next. Greasers are almost like hoods. We steal things and drive old souped up cars and hold up gas stations and have a gang fight once in a while. I don't mean I do things like that. Derry would kill me if I got into trouble with the police, since Mom and Dad were killed in an auto wreck. 3 of us get to stay together only as long as we behave. So Soda and I stay out of trouble as much as we can, and we're careful not to get caught when we can't. I only mean that greasers do things like that, just like we wear our long hair and dress in blue jeans and t-shirts, or leave our shirt tails out and wear leather jackets and tennis shoes or boots. I'm not saying that either Socias or greasers are better. That's just the way things are. So, let's pause for a second, okay? If we double back to that standard, and we're talking about how particular lines of dialogue or incidents in a work of literature propel the action forward, or reveal aspects of that character, or provoke a decision, what's it saying about this character? Is it saying he's a bad guy? Is it saying he has to do these things? Think about it. Have you ever known somebody in your life that is just fitting in with what's going on, maybe doesn't feel comfortable? I feel like that sometimes. I bet you feel like that sometimes. And he's not even saying what he's doing is wrong, or that there's one right group or wrong group. And that's what I love about this book, because all throughout this entire book, in the same way that we read lines about his long hair and all these things that make him a greaser, throughout the book we'll see his perception change based on what he thinks and says and what other people think and say. But in the end, it's not about just fitting into one type or one thing. So if you have read this, I really want you to go back through and think about, even this first part, what parts do you maybe think reveal a lot about that character? I can see this person in my mind. If I close my eyes, I can see him. And I don't just mean the greenish gray eyes, but I can see who this person is. I can envision them next to me. So how did they pull that off? Where did that come from? How can you do that in your own writing? I know we have to do this in a tiny, tiny amount of time. And it's not like normal class, but I'm here to support you. Reach out if you want to share your thoughts or feelings on this. And if you get into this book and you keep going, tell me about it, because I love this book. I haven't read it in a long time, but I love it. So, keeping all that in mind, I want to wrap up with a brief thing for you to think about, okay? What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. Make sure you're reading every day for 20 to 30 minutes a day if you can find the time. Check back in here tomorrow for tomorrow's writing activity. And if you need any help, just reach out. I'm only an email away. Have a great day.